You are with the big story here. I'm Seher Zama. Thanks for being with us this evening. Let's get you the latest figures now that have just been announced by the Health Ministry on the coronavirus updates that we get on a daily evening basis. The figures with us right now, we have recorded 43 new cases. The total numbers that are standing at 649 with total 13 deaths reported so far. This includes 3 new deaths that have coming in from the state of Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh. The request there coming in from the Health Ministry that while 43 is a less number regarding the increase in the number of cases on a daily basis, but still it doesn't mean we drop our guard. We continue with the lockdown measures here, follow them as strictly as possible for our own good. But these are updates now that are coming in from Jammu, where violators have been seen on road. The Jammu police is getting tough with the violators here on why the lockdown is not being followed. Let's get in further inputs. Times Network, Pradeep Dutta is getting us those details. Pradeep is there at the Gold Market. Pradeep, what can you get us this evening? It has been a whole day of observing day 2 of the lockdown. How is the situation being seen today?
See, if we compare day 2 of the lockdown with day 1, at least today we had less violation as compared to yesterday. But yes, there were some of the cases where people had been coming out, they had not been respecting lockdown. They had been moving out of their home. The police had been dealing very strongly with them. They are punishing them. FIR is being lodged against them. They're also made to sit on road for about 1 to 2 hours. And besides that, they're also trying to generate awareness among them. Because idea is that we want people to stay indoors. At the end of the day, it's all for the people. Because if they will be staying indoors, they will not be only saving their lives, but they will also be saving lives of lot many people. Because message is quite clear. Self-restriction is very important thing that they have to observe. Besides this, what in fact the government is trying to tell that you have to in fact ensure that there is no rumor mongering. You will not be spreading any kind of rumor. Misinformation campaign should not be launched from your side. In fact, they are going to act tough against them also. And third thing is that they are trying to ensure that essential commodities are available. But yes, certain measures are taken, keeping in view these violations by certain people. Petrol pump, right now I am at one of the main petrol pump here in Gandhinagar area that is being closed. Reason being that they want to impose all sorts of restrictions on unnecessary movement of vehicles because people had been still moving out. So they want to curtail all those movements, except for those people who are dealing with the essential service. And right now I am on the road that leads to Jammu Pathankot National Highway. On normal days, this is considered to be one of the busiest roads. More than 5,000 to 10,000 vehicles keep on plying on this road. But today, hardly any vehicle is moving except for few ambulances and few cars. They are moving on this road. That clearly indicates that people are overall
Pradeep,
obeying
what is the
and abiding
action
by
here that is
those
being
norms
taken by the
set by the
police
government,
against the violators? Are people aware of the nature of action that can be made, that can be taken against them?
See, I've been talking to many of them. Normally they come out with excuses. Whosoever is caught, they say that we have to either go to hospital or they say that we have to go to some of the nearby dispensary. But everybody understands these are excuses. So when they are punished, they say we were not aware of this thing. But they are given the one warning and after that they are left. But if they are the habitual offenders are dealt very strongly. FIR is lodged against them. Now they have also come out with a stamp, which they are going to put that stamp on the arms of the people so that they will come to know about the habitual offender. No excuses will be listened by the police, and that's what actually the police is doing right now. They are very strict with them. 400 FIR has been lodged during the last 24 hours and about 120 were lodged today. That shows that police is very careful and they're trying to ensure that lockdown is observed and nobody is going to cross that Lakshman Rekha of the home. That's what Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, that Lakshman Rekha is not to be crossed. If you are going to not cross that Lakshman Rekha, you are going to ensure healthy India, healthy world, because that is the need of an hour. Some of the country, we saw that when they initially received certain positive cases, they were not abiding by those norms. They took it very lightly and they had to face lot many problems. Countries like Italy, Spain, Iran and even China. But here in India, at least these people are observing these norms. Some of the states had not been following, but now also I think they too have realized they need to take an example from Jammu and Kashmir. People in Jammu and Kashmir very well understand that this is need of an hour and we need to respect lockdown,
Yes.
and that is the way we will be able to defeat this killer
Absolutely.
coronavirus.
That's right. Pradeep, thank you so much for getting us those inputs here. This is on day 2 of the lockdown. Pradeep on ground getting us those details as far as Jammu is concerned. This is an interesting measure now that has been taken. Our correspondent Paul is going to be getting us further inputs here on a special train, which is the milk train. This is a special service now of a train which is carrying 2.4 liters of milk. It has started from Tirupati and it is to reach in Delhi. The final destination here is, of course, for the milk to be brought to Delhi. Let's get in those details. Our correspondent Paul with those inputs here. Paul, of course, each measure that is being taken to keep up with the demands, to make sure that shops are not running dry. And this is an interesting input to have a special train carrying milk all the way from Tirupati to Delhi.
That's right, sir. 2.4 lakh liters of milk being transferred from Renugunta in Tirupati to Delhi, and the train has started off today, and the train will be moving at a speed of 110 kilometers per hour is what we have been told, so that it can reach Delhi as soon as possible. Ever since the passenger trains had been stopped, the services, the transport of milk from Renugunta had been affected, because on an average 80 milk containers are sent every week, which averages around 40,000 liters per container, and that had been stopped. So which means for the last couple of days milk has not been transferred from Renugunta to Delhi as it usually is. But today, the South Central Railways, considering that milk is an essential commodity and that there is huge demand for milk in the national capital, decided to run a special train, which they are calling as milk container special train, all the way from Tirupati's Renugunta to New Delhi. Like I said, 110 kilometers per hour will be the speed at which the train will be traveling, and they're expecting that sometime tomorrow the train will reach there. And this is a noble initiative, because considering that there is huge demand of milk in the national capital, the officials decided to run this special train, sir.
All right. Paul, you're saying, of course, this is coming because of an increase in the demand of milk that has come in the national capital. But given the fact of the state that it is started from and where it's headed here, is there a fear that this could cause scarcity in Tirupati itself and the adjoining cities?
Not really, Seher. Tirupati has a lot of milk production happening there, and that is why on a weekly basis milk used to be transferred from Tirupati to Delhi. Like I said, on an average 80 containers were sent from Tirupati on a weekly basis. That is either in daily trains or weekly passenger trains. Or now that the passenger train schedules have been disrupted, that is why they decided to have a complete train which is carrying milk. They're calling it a milk container special train, and that has 2.4 lakh liters, which is a huge quantity. Like they transferred water to Latur during the time of the drought. Similar situation here, where we are seeing a complete train in which milk is being carried from Tirupati's Renugunta to Delhi.
All right, Paul, many thanks for getting us those details there. We'll have to leave it at that, but undoubtedly this is good news coming in for the people of Delhi. Increase in demand, so we're going to be getting in more milk here. In Kerala, there is a case of negligence that has been reported, and this is coming from Palakkad. The accused person here is a 51-year-old man who returned from Dubai. He had a travel history of coming in from Dubai on the 13th of March. He hid his symptoms, he hid his travel history here as well from the health officials. The man then traveled to Malappuram twice. He also attended Friday prayers twice, and all this while he was to be put on quarantine, but he was roaming out and about. He was finally detained, and then he was tested positive. Action, of course, still needs to be taken against him, but he is under treatment now, and contact tracing of this one person is now taking place. But this is going to be a huge task only an added burden for the health officials here because of an irresponsible behavior of a person who flew in from outside and refused to take in home quarantine seriously. We have with us our correspondent Vivek getting us those details here. Vivek, how many people have been contacted as far as the process of contact tracing here is concerned? Because this is a period of at least 10 days that the man was out and about, refusing to remain in home quarantine.
Exactly. He has been in, he was been roaming around from 13th to the 21st. So which means 8 days that, he was roaming around and, in Palakkad and in Malappuram. And what we understand is that there are 19 primary contacts. Now, when I say primary contacts, these are all people, his very close relatives. That's his mother, his daughter, his grandfather. So these are the people. These are the primary contacts that's been identified right now, and also around 55 around secondary contacts has also been identified. What we understand, all of these people have been moved to the isolation wards, and some of these people have been moved to the quarantine. It is a very shocking incident, because there's a second such incident that's been reported. First, it was a Kasaragod incident, and now it's a Palakkad incident. A case has been registered against him, and the cops have begun the investigation. 51-year-old person who came from Dubai on the 13th, and right now he's in quarantine. And the government is trying to understand who are the other people who have come in contact with this person.
Okay, but Vivek, what is the condition of the person now? Because he's been tested positive, he's under treatment. What are the kind of symptoms that he's been showing?
He is showing fever symptoms. He is showing, body pain, and also he has been sneezing a lot. So he is tested positive. His positive result, his COVID-19 positive result has come yesterday, and that is what is more worrying, because his son, who was a conductor, was a bus conductor, was traveling, who was doing his job for 3 days. That's on 17th, 18th, and 19th. Which means he himself has, his primary contact has come in contact with at least, 150 people. So all these people who have been traveling in the bus on 17th, 18th, and 19th has also to be, taken to the quarantine, and even their health checkups has to be conducted, has to be checked in detail, because there are chances that, even they would have contacted. So, indeed a very complex, a tedious, a laborious task in front of the health officials as of now.
Vivek, many thanks for getting us those inputs here. Remember, if you've traveled from outside and you're not reporting and you're not respecting the home quarantine instructions here, you would only be adding to extra work to health officials who are already stretched at this given point of time. Let's get you news from the national capital, and this is regarding migrant workers who have suddenly been left in the lurch after the announcement of the lockdown here. They have been rendered jobless, and they have nothing to eat. They have no transport available as well to head back home to their villages. Not just that, they are currently thirsty. They are hungry, and they are in dire need of shelter as well. Some of them have even faced lathis of the police for being out and about. Remember, many reports that came in that many of them with no transport left were also walking back home, back to their villages, however many kilometers far it was. Our correspondent Ayushman gets us this report.
कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है, मिले क्या, कोई बिठा नहीं, डर के मारे या कौन बिठा लेगा। हालात ऐसे हैं, कोई भी बिठाने को तैयार नहीं है। क्या करेगा यार, भूखे थोड़ी मरना। हमारा ठेकेदार दूसरा घर बैठा हुआ है, फोन स्विच ऑफ कर लिया उनने। हम 4 लड़के हैं, कोई नहीं बिठा लिया। पास मांग रहे हैं। अच्छा, पास कहाँ से लाएं, पैदल ही चलेंगे, क्या करा जाए।
This is the road that leads towards Anand Vihar, and there are several migrant workers who have been forced because of the lockdown to go back to their hometown, and the problem that they are facing right now is no connectivity is available, for which they are walking the entire stretch towards Anand Vihar. In fact, when I was going through, I found few of the workers who were walking, and in fact they have sat down here. ये बताइए, आप कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? और रेवाड़ी से? हाँ जी, पैदल ही चल के पैदल ही आ रहे हैं जी। रास्ते में किसी गाड़ी नहीं, कोई नहीं रोक रहा, हाथ बहुत दे रहे हैं, कोई रोक ही नहीं रहा है। क्या बोल रहे हैं? कह देते कार्ड दिखाओ, यार रुकते ही नहीं। फिर रुकते ही नहीं गाड़ी, क्या आनंद विहार नहीं जा रही है तो बाहर जा रही है कहीं, क्या पसेड़ा बॉर्डर ऐसे बोल देते हैं। वहाँ कोई भी बस रोकती नहीं है? कोई, हाँ जी, कोई नहीं रोक रहा।
तो रेवाड़ी से आप पैदल आए हैं और अभी आप संभल तक पैदल जाएंगे?
संभल तक पैदल जाएंगे, अगर सवारी मिलेगी तो बैठ जाएंगे, नहीं तो पैदल ही जाएंगे।
पैसे हैं आपके पास? खाना वाना खाया आपने?
कुछ भी नहीं खाया सुबह से, नहीं पानी भी नहीं पिया है, पैदल ही चल रहे हैं जी।
आप कहाँ पे आए हैं? आप कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? कहाँ से पैदल चल के आ रहे हैं? आपको?
बहादुरगढ़ से आ रहा हूँ जी, पैदल चल के आ रहा हूँ। लाइन चल के आया था, रोड पे आए थे, पुलिस वाले धमकाते हैं, डंडे बजाते हैं, क्या कहें फिर बताओ। पैदल चलते चलते पैरों में छाले पड़ गए मेरे। अभी यहाँ हाथ दिया बस वालों को, बस वाले कह रहे चेकिंग करेंगे। बता क्या चेकिंग करेंगे? हमारा वाले लीजिए ना, अगर हमारे लिए कोई भी प्रॉब्लम तबीयत ख़राब हो रही है तो उसे ले लीजिए हमारा, अगर हमारे लिए नहीं है तो हम क्यों चलते, फिर हमारी परेशानी होती है, हम क्यों चल के आते इतनी दूर।
This is the situation that migrant workers are facing here. These people are the ones who have started their journey right from the midnight, and they have been walking without water, without food. They haven't been paid by their employees, and currently these people are sitting at a bus stop, and all these buses which are coming, they are not stopping here, and even if they stop, they do not take them board to drop them at Anand Vihar. This is the situation right now in the national capital. These are the migrant workers who have been forced to walk to their cities. They have been left with no option because they don't have any money left.
Immunity is an ability to challenge the challenge which comes into our body for infection. People who had allowed their own body to fight that infection have higher immunity than those who have taken the support of antibiotics and various other medicines to get out of it. If we analyze the last 60 days of the journey of this COVID, few numbers are emerging, which is motivating for a country like ours. The countries which had bigger calamities, higher percentage of fatalities, were the countries where the mean age of the country was far high, and per capita income also was far high. Fortunate for India, mean age is only 28, and per capita income also is not high. So Indian population is having more ability to fight out. Though India is the second most populated country, in the list of first 40, India is not figuring, which means in this aspect we have either been blessed with something or we have managed it intelligently. But in this phase of this journey of COVID, India has been very successful.
In the national capital now, as far as the issue of availability of essential foods, essential services here is concerned, Times Network has spoken to the retail shopkeepers who are now saying that as per instructions and announcement coming from the Delhi Chief Minister, retail shops with basic essentials are going to be remaining open 24/7. As far as home delivery orders are concerned, the delivery boys would need to get in special permission from the police to go ahead with that. Our correspondent Samia with these details.
मैडम, डिस्टेंस मेंटेन रख के आपसे बात करेंगे। किस हिसाब से यहाँ पे लोग आ रहे हैं, कितनी भीड़ हो रही है और कैसे आप यहाँ पे मैनेज कर रहे हैं?
भीड़ तो जी बिल्कुल ऐसे नहीं है, सब लोग आ रहे हैं, लाइन में आ रहे हैं।
आपने लाइन लगा रखी, उसी हिसाब से आ रहे हैं।
जो लाइन है वैसे ही अच्छे से मैनेज हो रहे हैं, कोई ऐसी दिक्कत नहीं है।
आपके पास सप्लाई आ रहा है?
हमारे पास सप्लाई आराम से आ रहा है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है सप्लाई में।
आपकी टाइमिंग्स भी सेम है?
हमारी टाइमिंग सेम है।
पर ऐसे कुछ हुआ कि जैसे अनाउंस किया गया 21 दिन के लिए बंदी, उसके बाद से ज्यादा लोग आने लगे खरीदने के लिए?
वो तो मैडम जब मार्केट बंद होगी तो पब्लिक तो ज्यादा आएगी, बाकी ऐसे नहीं है, आराम से लाइन में लग के सामान ले रहे।
अभी तक आपके साथ में कोई ऐसी प्रॉब्लम हुई है कि आपको फेस करना पड़ा कि डेली इसेंशियल खरीदने में, सब्जी खरीदने में कोई तकलीफ हो रही है?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। सब मार्केट में यहीं पास में मिल रहा है, सफल का शोरूम है, मदर डेयरी है।
पर आप कैसे मैनेज कर रहे हो? 21 दिन ऐसी चलना, आज केवल दूसरा दिन है।
नहीं, करना तो पड़ेगा, गवर्नमेंट ने कहा तो करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि जरूरी है। अपनी सेफ्टी भी ज़रूरी है.
There's no difficulty at all. It's okay when we come out, just decide before what you want, go to the shop at once, pick up the things and go. There's no problem at all. It is not imposing any inconvenience. They have a very nice queue. You decide what you want beforehand. You go to the shop, pick up the things and at once you go back. There's no problem at all.
I'm right now at the heart of Malviya Nagar market, which is otherwise one of the busiest markets in South Delhi, which is often bustling with people and packed with traffic. But today is the second day of the 21-day curfew as announced by the Prime Minister to fight the coronavirus outbreak. And you can see, if my video journalist can pan and show you, it's entirely deserted. There are just very few people who are out on the streets right now buying their daily essentials, and only daily essential services and the products of daily essentials are the ones that are available right now. If you can actually show you, there is one mother dairy that is open right now for the people to come and procure their daily essentials of milk and regular supplies of dairy products. There is one vegetable shop, the Safal over here, that is open. And they have also, very, very careful over here, keeping in mind the view of social distancing, they have also created this whole space over here to try and maintain that distance.
On that note, it is a wrap on the big story. We'll continue getting you the latest here in developments as far as how things are working on ground in the wake of the lockdown. In the meantime, you stay home, you respect the guidelines of the lockdown, and you stay safe. Thanks for being with us.